بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
What certifies the word Africa as a fountainhead for identity for African Americans? I'm not so sure that the words here are in fact clear in the minds of the listeners. And primarily, the primary reason for that is that I believe that Africa means it's a certain geographical area for most Americans and Muslims included. And that is that Africa is synonymous with Black Africa, so-called. And I am totally against that. Africa is a landmass, which is the second largest continent in the world. I do not associate, and when I'm tempted to do so, I fight against association of the word Africa with black. The word Africa seems to be a Greek word. Yes, a Greek word which meant at some point people who lived in a sunny area, etc. But what's important, I won't go through my paper on that topic, but what's important here is that the word Africa was first applied to an area in Tunisia, which is in North Africa, and it was derived from the name of a Berber group in Tunisia. And that suffices to say that someone did some nasty things on the way down to the latter part of the 20th century. And I'm not prepared, as I said before, to look at Africa as other than that continent. And I teach North and West African history as well as introductory African history, and I go from the Cape to Cairo. And from the Horn to Senegal, and that's Africa for me. And it does not have anything to do with complexion. Another problem I might mention here is that too often Westerners have color perceptions or use color terminology to in fact describe more than color. And that's a problem for me also, especially just having finished a manuscript on color, beauty, and ethnicity. It's a problem for me. It's a real problem for me. And if you think that I keep repeating this, I mean, it's a real problem. And I think that some people ought to do something about it. And it would be nice if it would come from Muslims. And I don't care what color the Muslims are, and I don't care what area they come from. I sat here looking at this yellow. You know,
Assalamu alaikum. That's the Arabic greeting cordial of peace. I'm Hassan Rashid, and I'm here with you for approximately 25 more minutes. It's excellent coming to your lives like we do here daily at CCTV, and it's such a great achievement to do what we do here daily at CCTV. Okay, that opening video, I guess you're wondering about that. That's the late and great Dr. Akbar Muhammad, the youngest son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the brother of the late and great Imam Wafdi Muhammad. Dr. Ahmed, unfortunately, is no longer with us. He has passed away, and I send out my sincerest condolence to the family of Dr. Muhammad. We're going to get back into that video. Dr. Muhammad has a few things to share with you, and since this is a special occasion where we all send out our condolence to Dr. Muhammad and the Muhammad family. We're going to try to get back, but first I got a few things I want to let you know about what's happening around here at in Eastern Massachusetts. Okay, tonight at 6 p.m., that's tonight now, there is a public hearing at Boston City Council. Boston City Council public hearing. It's to tell Mayor Walsh fund housing vouchers for the homeless. Okay, that's the Boston City Council public hearing, Wednesday, April 27th. That's today at 6 p.m. And they're meeting at the Charles View Community Center in Brighton, Massachusetts. That's 123 Antwerp Street, Brighton, Massachusetts. So homelessness in Boston is on the rise. In a response to the housing and homeless crisis in Boston, a broad coalition of housing and community groups proposed a city-funded voucher program to provide housing first for people experiencing homelessness. At our request, City Council sponsored a hearing on March 21st following great turnout and moving testimony. 9 councilors led by President Wu and Housing Chair Zakim submitted a letter to Mayor Walsh in support of including $5 million in the budget for the voucher program. Unfortunately, Mayor Walsh did not include funding for the city-funded voucher program in his draft fiscal year 2017 budget. The final budget is not complete, so there's still time to convince Mayor Walsh to include the necessary funds. Join us, that's the this group. Okay, they want you to join them in thanking the councilors who supported us and encourage them to continue advocating for a city-funded voucher program. So they want you to come out and speak your mind and show your support. So for more information or to testify, it's not too late now. You can contact Michael Kane at Mass Alliance of HUD Tenants, 617-522-5133 or 617-233-1885, or Cassie Hurd, Boston Homeless Solidarity Committee at 617-817-7785. That's Cassie Hurd, Boston Homeless Solidarity Committee, 617-817-7785. And Rhonda Jackson, Save Our Section 8 City Policy Committee. That's 857-266-4766. Once again, that's Rhonda Jackson, Save Our Section 8 City Policy Committee, 857-266-4766. So they want you to come out tonight. That's at the Charles View Community Center, 123 Antwerp Street, Brighton, Massachusetts. The Boston City Council public hearing, and it's all about funding housing vouchers for the homeless. So if you can make it, that's 123 Antwerp Street, Brighton, and they'll start at 6 p.m. tonight. Okay. The City of Cambridge Holocaust commemoration, recalling all who perished during the Holocaust. This year, program features an evening of music, candle lighting, and remembrance. Features speaker Jack Trumpeter. Isaac Jack Trumpeter was born August 1942 in Amsterdam, Netherlands, more than 2 years into the country's occupation by Nazi Germany. When he was 3 months old, Jack was separated from his parents and placed into hiding by a resistance group. that concentrated on finding underground hiding places for Jewish children. Okay, for nearly 3 years, he lived with the group family on a farm while his parents were hidden hours away in another part of the country. In 1945, after the liberation, his father found him and they returned together to Amsterdam. For the last 24 years, Jack has been active with the local group of child survivors and of Holocaust who met monthly and grapple with issues that are ever present as they grow older. He has also been an active speaker at high school, colleges, and other venues. Okay, so that's Wednesday, May 4th. Save the date now. That's a Wednesday, May 4th, 2016, 7 to 9 p.m. Temple Beth Shalom. Okay, that's 8 Tremont Street, Cambridge. Music will be provided by soloist Igor Antonenko and the Cambridge Community Chorus. Roma poetry will be shared by Margarita Matachi. Okay, the program is free, open to all, and wheelchair accessible. It welcomes all communities of Cambridge, including children and adults, and people of all faith and traditions. That's the Cambridge Holocaust commemoration. Wednesday, May 4th, 2016, 7 to 9 p.m. Temple Beth Shalom, 8 Tremont Street and Cambridge. Okay, the Social Justice Ministry at New Rose Catholic Church presents a groundbreaking feature documentary that sheds light on sex trafficking of young Americans in cities across the country. That's Thursday, June 2nd, 7 p.m. St. Joseph Parish, 130 Common Street, Belmont. Trick, question and answer immediately followed the screening. So there is a Georgine Lewis School of Adjustment counselor. Georgianne holds a Master of Psychology, a specialty in child adolescent psychology, so she's going to be one of the featured speakers there. That's Jasmine Grace Marino, survivor advocate. Jasmine is a survivor leader in an anti-trafficking movement. So there's one who's going to be there who actually experienced this sex trafficking, of young Americans in cities across the country. The South Social Justice Ministry at New Rose Catholic Church, so save the date, that's Thursday, June 2nd, 7 p.m., St. Joseph Parish, 130 Common Street, Belmont. That's a groundbreaking feature documentary that sheds light on the sex trafficking of young Americans in cities across the country. So they're going to be showing film. I'm Hassan Rashid, and it's excellent being here with you. Okay, I know you're wondering about that opening video. Well, that was the late, great son of greatness just ran through this man's family. That was Dr. Akbar Muhammad. And he was the son of the Honorable, late and great Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the brother of the late and great Imam Wardi Muhammad. So Dr. Akbar unfortunately passed away. Our praises due to Allah, and we send out our sincere sympathies. So academic scholar passes away, leaves behind historic Muslim legacy. Muslims across the nation are offering condolence on the passing of Muslim academic Dr. Akbar, the son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the brother of the late and great Imam Wardi Muhammad. In a announcement on Facebook, the ministry of Imam W.D. Muhammad and Mosque Cares, which are led by his nephew, Wallace D. Muhammad II, issued the following statement. With heavy hearts, the ministry, quote, with heavy hearts, the ministry of Imam W.D. Muhammad, Mosque Cares extends sincere condolence and the passing of Dr. Akbar Muhammad, son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Claire Muhammad, brother of Imam W.D. Muhammad. May Allah be pleased with him. We ask you to join us in making dua for him and his family. Okay, so we're going to try to get back to some of that opening video, but I'd like to tell you a few things about Dr. Akbar. Dr. Akbar was a professor at the New York State University at Binghamton. He was an Arabic scholar. He had got his doctor's degree in Scotland, and he came back and he had a professorship at New York State University at Binghamton, and he taught Afro-American history, he taught Arabic, he taught Islam. He was a great man, and I'm sure that if you search under the name Dr. Akbar. You can find some of his literary works, his books, etc., etc. So the year's still early, so we're going to try to share with you some of the works of Dr. Akbar later on in future episodes of the History, Community, and Diversity of Muslim Americans in New England. Okay, I'd like to tell you one more thing. I forgot to tell you that Project Bread Walk for Hunger is coming up. That's the Project Bread Walk for Hunger and a 5K run. That's May 1st, 2016. So if you like additional information on that, you can call you can email Sarah Rahman at college.harvard.edu. Or you can go directly to the Project Bread website. That's projectbread.org/walk for hunger. That's Project Bread Walk for Hunger and 5K run May 1st, 2016. So you don't want to miss that. I know everybody has sensitivities for those who don't have enough to eat. So this is the time to show it. You come on out for Project Bread Walk for Hunger and 5K run May 1st, 2016. And you can contact Sarah Rahman at college.harvard.edu for additional information, or you can go directly to Project Bread website. That's projectbread.org/walk for hunger. Okay. I'd like to share with you now a film that's coming up. And this one is coming up, and I want to get you connected with this film, so you won't miss this. It speaks for itself. So I'm gonna let it roll, and you'll be the judge. Okay.
For thousands of years, the history of Africa has been left in the hands of the griots, a social caste of professional scholars whose responsibility is recording the deeds and actions of the African people. In the West African country of Mali, Timbuktu is more than a desert version of the mythical Atlantis, but a vision of centuries gone by. After years of obscurity, the once powerful trading and educational metropolis is making a cultural comeback, and its triumphant return comes with proof told in ancient manuscripts. Today, the griots are talking, and the local families of Timbuktu are bringing forth documents and manuscripts that tell the story of the Dark Continent. This information can help to rewrite the history books with a new perspective of Africa. Public education in the United States has never taught about its history, even though more than half the Africans brought to America came from West Africa. We now have enough information from the griots and written records to reveal the amazing story of Africa's untold heritage. The mighty empires of Ghana, Songhai, and Mali who left an Islamic legacy in Africa that still stands today. Muslim News Magazine TV proudly presents The Legend of Timbuktu. When Islam reached West Africa in the 8th century, Muslim historians began to write about West Africa as it spread throughout the area. Documents about the history of this region show Arab historians knew it as the Balad al-Sudan, the land of the blacks. The empires of Ghana, Mali, Songhai, Timbuktu, and Gao became the first sub-Saharan people to accept Islam, early as 850 AD. Commercial centers provided the first places of worship as traders began to have prayer areas in the towns. These centers of trade invariably became symbols of African civilization, showcasing an Islamic learning dynasty. The community was governed under the Islamic Sharia system.
Okay, that's the promo for The Legend of Timbuktu, and later on, I guess in the year, we're gonna try to get back to that and share some more information on the progress of The Legend of Timbuktu coming to Cambridge. Okay, but right now, I wanna remind you that on May 28th to May 30th, 2016, at the Baltimore Convention Center, Maryland, the 49th to 41st Annual Islamic Community of North America and the Muslim Association, I can never get that, the Muslim American Society, okay, the MAS, the Muslim American Society and the Islamic Council of North America, they're having their 41st Annual Convention at the Baltimore Convention Center, Maryland, Baltimore Convention Center, Maryland, Memorial Day weekend. That's a big holiday weekend. May 28th to the 30th, 2016. And some of the confirmed speakers are Imam Siraj Muhammad, Naeem Beg, Noman Ali Khan, Sheikh Yasser Qadhi, Sheikh Mukhtar Maharoy, and Sheikh Omar Suleiman, and many, many, many more. Features will be youth conference, youth bazaar, sisters and children events, and camel show and rides, live entertainment, matrimony services, midnight basketball, and halal food court. That's the May 28th to the 30th, and the theme of this year's convention, the 41st Annual Islamic Council of North America and the Muslim American Society Convention is entitled Quran, the Divine Guidance. Or once again, that's Quran, the Divine Guidance. That's the theme of this year's convention. So if you'd like additional information, you can go to www.icnaconvention.org. Once again, that's www.icnaconvention.org, or you can call for additional information. And that telephone number is 718-658-1199. Again, that's 718-658-1199. That's the 41st Annual ICNA Mass Convention. Theme is entitled Quran, the Divine Guidance. That's from May 28th to May 30th, Memorial Day weekend at the Baltimore Convention Center. So you don't want to miss that one. So if you register now, you go online and register now, you can get a 15% discount for prepaid registration. Ends May 18th, so you don't want to miss it. I'm Hassan Rashid. You know it's always excellent being here with you, but I always leave you with the fact that superior wisdom can never be subjected by inferior wisdom. Until next time, I leave you with the greetings of peace, the ancient Islamic universal greetings of peace, and that is Assalamu alaikum.
The word aswad in Arabic, which is generally translated as black, which simply means really dark, this to some Arabic speakers was aswad. كانت الصفرة تندرج في السواد. Yellowness was classified as sawad, which means blackness or darkness. Right? Water is considered in Arabic by some Arabic speakers as aswad or sawad. I would call your attention to something else. In my part, or the area in which I live, I don't think I'm even a part of this country, but in the area in which I live, I see people who are called African Americans, who could be in several societies and would never be known as African Americans. And yet I sometimes wonder, genetically or whatever, how much African is there in you, whether that African comes from Tunisia or from Cape Town. The point I'm trying to make is that color does not mean that a person is necessarily of African descent. My colleague and friend down there, Dr. Muzammil Siddiqui, knows that his country, India, has people in it, millions of them, who are darker than many African Americans. And why aren't they called black? And why aren't they called Africans? Why? Because you mean something else when you use these terms. That's why. And I think that, as someone said, I'm a social historian, and someone said that historians don't like to use terms when they no longer describe the phenomena. And I think that we could be sort of modern day, or perhaps end of century innovators like some of our colleagues in the Afrocentric movement. We need to start defining terms and opposing the misuse of terms.
Discover today's Muslim American on the Muslim News Magazine television network. This revolutionary new channel offers award-winning films and documentaries like 8 Centuries of Muslims in America.
What was it like being married?
Well, in the early days.
Experience the culture and history of Muslims in America like never before. Muslim News Magazine is designed for America's fast-changing Muslim community. Catch exclusive content and original series like Raising Islam in America, streamed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.